you've just been fired. And he stood there and he said, what did I do? He said, they told him, you know exactly what you did, and the police will be coming to see you. At the end of the day, the police were waiting for him, and he was arrested. Whatever his crime was so serious that he wouldn't tell me. He was too embarrassed, too ashamed to tell me what his crime was. And I said, I don't need to know what your crime is. All I need you to understand is that this story is so important to the young people who I will be speaking to tonight at this Ijtema. And he said, Chaplain Hakeem, please tell them my story. Please tell them that all my friends that I call my boy, everybody in my gang, that swag that I had, that swag, the way I moved, the way I talked, I was so cool. Please tell them I made a mistake. I made a mistake in turning my back on Allah. Please share that with them. And he said, if any one of you young guys who are out here today, he said, if any one of you have what you call your boy or your boys, and you know that these boys are not righteous boys, and you know that these boys are doing things that they shouldn't be doing, he said, stay away from them. Keep the company of the righteous. And as I listened to your Sada today, and I watched this wonderful story about the Lion King, and the Sada Sahib said, don't be a baboon. It is so true. If you lose yourself, if you pull so far away from your deen, if you get so far away from your family that your father can't talk to you, that your mother can't talk to you, you will be a baboon. And you will get on this slippery slope that Danny boy got on. And today, his family in Karachi is flat broke. All the money that the father earned, everything this family accumulated, they spent more than $75,000 on legal bills for this young man who sits in the Kenosha County Jail right now, waiting deportation to Pakistan. You see, when you commit felonies in this country, and he's got him 3.5 years in an Illinois jail for these bad choices. When you commit these felonies, then the people who they call ICE, the people that they call immigration, come looking for you. They knock on your door. We've been waiting for you. Now it's time for you to go back to Pakistan. So there he is, sitting in the Kenosha County Jail. And you know what he said to me yesterday? He looked me dead in the eye, and he said, Chaplain Hakeem, if I had just listened to my mother. Because the mother had a dream, and she called him up, and the mother said, whatever you're doing, I know it is very bad. I want you to stop. I want you to stop it. He didn't listen. He didn't listen. You know, motherhood is a wonderful thing. And you young guys out there, when you see your mothers, you should kiss them. You should thank them for what they're doing for you. I didn't say your fathers. I say your mothers. Embrace your mothers, because your mothers will always be there for you. Your fathers will be there too, but they're going to tell you, I'm not going to have this in my house. I won't have this behavior in my house. But the mother who brought you into this world, she'll always embrace you, and she'll always be there when you need help. Love your mothers. This young man failed to understand the love that he should have had for his mother. And in the end, he says, if I had just listened to my parents, I wouldn't be in this jail. He said, if I could do it all over again, Chaplain Hakeem, if I can get in a time machine and go back in time, I could do it all over again. But that's not real. Just as Jedi Knights and all that other stuff is not real. You can't do it. Once you make these choices, and you make these choices, and you guys out there know, you know and understand what I'm talking about. When you get around these boys of yours, when you get around and you think that to be an American, you have to act like the worst of America. You don't have to do it. America is a beautiful country. We should have loyalty to this country. We should be the best Khatams that we can be in this country. We should be people who can appreciate what is in this country. But I need to remind every Khatam that is here right now that your identity, please understand, your identity is the only thing you really exert any control over. So make the right choice by choosing to be a Muslim. So make the right choice by choosing to be an Ahmadi Muslim. So make the right choice and understand what it means to be a follower of the Messiah of the time. Make the right choice. You have to. You have to follow the dictates of your faith. You have to. You have to follow the dictates of your faith. That's the best choice you can make. And I looked at these atfal this morning, and my heart went out to these little atfals. These shorties, as they read their little speeches, I thought to myself, they have so much courage. They are lions. These are lions. God, my God, we have to pray for these children in America. We have to really pray for these children in America, what they are going to face, the discrimination that they will face. Those of you who think that because you've come here and you become very educated and you say, I've arrived, you have to remember, as long as you're in this country, people are still going to judge you by that name that you have. So if you are Muhammad, or if you're El Jaburi, or if you're Rahim, remember, they're going to treat you as a Muslim. So be a Muslim. Live the life of a Muslim. I remember in a Friday sermon delivered by Huzur Ayatollah bin Abdul Aziz, I remember this sermon in 2009, and he pointed out that the promised Messiah has said, God is independent and besought of all. He does not need anyone to be friends with him. It is man who benefits from the friendship with Allah. And what a friend we have in Allah, who never abandons his loved one, never abandons his loved one in this world or in the next world, who forgives these shortcomings. And we say all praise belongs to Allah, who has taken unto himself no son, who has no partner in this kingdom, nor has he anyone to help him on account of his weakness, and extol his glory with all glorification. This is our friend. Each and every inmate that I see who is Muslim, the first thing that I tell them, as I told Danny Boy, I said, our God is your friend, and you continue to turn to him. He is our wali. We need him. And all of you out here now, you youngsters, believe me, there's going to come a time when you're going to run into a situation that there will be great anxiety, and you should always remember that Allah Ta'ala is your friend. He is your wali. You turn to him. You seek his help. It is God who is the light of the heavens and earth and everything that is in between. And we call on him because he is our friend. Please remember as I conclude, I turn to Sada Sahib and I need a favor. I need a favor that pertains to those who are incarcerated in the jail. There's one young man. Hasan was 16 years old. I met him in the jail. I met this young man. He had just taken a bullet that had just missed his heart. He belongs to the Vice Lord gang. All he knows is gang wars. He just turned 17 last week. I have never met a more prolific, almost bordering on being genius, this young kid. And he is alone in that jail. I read letters that his mother wrote to him and his brothers wrote to him. They were filthy. The mother is a crackhead. And the only thing that will save you will be Ahmadiyyat. Fabian simply looked at me and he said, Chaplain Hakeem, I want to become an Ahmadi. And before I left that jail, he had signed that bayat. But I would hope that I could give you his address in that jail and maybe we can have some of our members write to him.
Inshallah.
And welcome him into our community. He's 17, and already he's learned 4 or 5 surahs in Arabic and English. 17. So I shared with you this story from my journeys through the jail. But I do know one thing. I'm so happy to share this story with you young people who are here today, because I know you'll do the right thing. And I don't ever want to see any one of you come into the Kenosha County Jail. I better not see you come into that jail. God bless you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Jazakumullah, respected and dear brother Hasan Hakeem. Now we come to the end of the day.